What if I told you that when your snake spends hours soaking in its water dish, it could be a harmless habit or a silent cry for help? You walk past your snake's enclosure and notice it curled up in its water bowl again. At first, it looks cute, like a tiny serpent enjoying a spa day. But then you wonder, is this normal? Is it just relaxing, or could something be wrong? The truth is, a soaking snake can mean many things. Some are perfectly natural. Others are subtle warning signs that something in its world is off balance. Let's dive into the hidden language of snake behavior and decode what your pet might be trying to tell you. Snakes don't soak without reason. Whether it's preparing to shed, cooling down, or dealing with discomfort, every dip has a purpose. By understanding why, you can become the kind of owner who doesn't just see a snake in water, but understands what it needs. Think of it like learning to read a secret code. Once you know the signs, you'll see your pet in a whole new light. So let's start with the most common and usually harmless reason your snake might take a long bath. Shedding is a natural process, but it doesn't always go smoothly. When a snake's skin becomes tight and dull, it knows it's time to slip into something more comfortable. Soaking helps loosen the old skin, making it easier to peel away. You might notice its eyes turning cloudy blue, a phase called being in blue, followed by a return to clear right before the shed. During this time, humidity is your snake's best friend. If the air is too dry, the skin can stick, leading to incomplete sheds or even retained eye caps. A good soak can prevent that, but shedding isn't the only reason. Temperature regulation is another big one. Snakes are ectotherms. They rely on their environment to control their body heat. If the warm side of the enclosure is too hot, your snake might retreat to the water to cool down. It's like stepping into a cool pool on a summer day. On the flip side, if the entire tank is too warm, the water dish becomes a refuge. That's why checking your heat sources with a reliable thermometer is essential. But what if the temperatures are perfect and your snake isn't shedding? Then we enter trickier territory. Soaking can sometimes signal health issues. One of the most concerning is mites. These tiny parasites burrow under scales and cause intense irritation. To escape the discomfort, a snake may soak for hours, trying to drown the mites or soothe its skin. If you see tiny black dots moving in the water or around your snake's eyes and vents, it's time for a vet visit. Another hidden cause could be dehydration. Even with a water bowl present, some snakes don't drink enough, especially if the humidity is too low. Soaking allows them to absorb moisture through their skin and cloaca, giving them a hydration boost. But if they're constantly dehydrated, you may need to look at the bigger picture: bowl size, water freshness, and overall humidity levels. Then there's the possibility of digestive relief. After a large meal, some snakes soak to help process their food. The moisture can ease the passage of the meal through their system. But if this happens frequently, it might indicate underlying issues like constipation or impaction, especially if your snake is on certain substrates or has ingested something it shouldn't have. Stress can also drive a snake to the water. In the wild, water is a place of escape from predators, from heat, from noise. In captivity, a snake might soak if it feels exposed or threatened. Lack of hides, too much handling, or loud vibrations can make the water dish feel like the only safe place. So ask yourself, does my snake have enough cover? Is its enclosure in a high-traffic area? Sometimes, a simple adjustment can make all the difference. Now, how do you tell the difference between a casual soak and a serious sign? It comes down to patterns. Occasional soaking, especially around shedding, is usually fine. But if your snake is spending most of its time in the water, looking lethargic, refusing food, or showing other changes in behavior, it's time to investigate. Start with the basics. Check temperatures and humidity. Look for mites. Evaluate the enclosure setup. Often, the solution is simpler than you think. But if you're ever in doubt, a reptile-savvy vet can offer peace of mind. Because here's the beautiful part, the more you understand your snake's behavior, the more connected you become. You're not just a pet owner, you're a translator, a guardian, someone who notices the small things like a snake in water and knows exactly what it means. Have you ever noticed your snake soaking and discovered the reason? Share your story in the comments. And if you want to understand even more hidden pet behaviors, subscribe to Pet Mind Reader for weekly insights.